Overwhelming majority of Americans believe our democracy is at risk, that our democracy is under threat. They too see that democracy is on the ballot this year.
5 minutes later.
Must remember that democracy is a covenant. We need to start looking out for each other again, seeing ourselves as we the people, not as entrenched enemies. This is a choice we can make.
Joining me now, my friend Greg Price, who does all these clips of all these speeches. I love the guy. Greg, all right. Oh, by the way, he's senior digital strategist for XStrategies. Greg, he talks out of both sides of his space, but setting that aside, doesn't that seem like a dumb speech to give 6 days before an election? That's like the exact opposite kind of speech he needed to give. Or am I crazy?
No, essentially, if you could translate all of the jargon that he used in that speech, it would essentially be, I know I'm about to get my ass handed to me on a silver platter on Tuesday. He knows that his party is donezo. And so the only point of that speech was essentially to try and fire up his base, the Democrat base, to try and drive up turnout, and essentially to just fearmonger for votes by saying that if you vote against the party responsible for $5 gas, that it's literally the end of democracy. And maybe in 2018 that would have worked when it was a favorable political climate to Democrats. But the reality is Joe Biden has one of the lowest approval ratings of any president in modern history. The economy, the border, and crime are at the top of the minds of every voter, all issues that Joe Biden has atrocious records on. In not even 2 years, they've given us a 40-year high in inflation, record high gas prices, record high illegal border crossings, and record high crime in blue cities across America. Those are the issues voters actually care about. And Democrats know they can't run on any of those issues that people actually care about, so they're just going to talk about defending our democracy and also killing unborn babies.
Okay, Greg, you're better at this stuff than I am. I'm in a bubble. When Democrats hear defending democracy's at stake, does that actually move the needle? Because to me, that seems like such a lame call out.
Yeah, it's completely lame, and it appeals to a specific group of people, namely the Democrat base that may think democracy is going to end if Republicans take control of Congress, and essentially just the online, blue anon NPCs on the internet. That's essentially who Joe Biden is trying to appeal to here, because obviously independents this doesn't appeal to, and just the average American citizen. At the end of the day, they're paying $5 for gas. Groceries are insanely expensive. They see what's happening on the border. They see the crime that's happening across America. And those are the issues that normal people actually care about, not just Republicans, independents, but Democrats as well. But, Joe Biden can't run on these issues. So all he can talk about is just fear-mongering about democracy. And all that appeals to is just, the little blue anon people is essentially who he's trying to turn out 6 days before an election. It's not going to work. He's going to get destroyed.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, The Forgotten Genocide, the first episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.